Hello, and welcome to the Billy Wade Podcast, Episode 2. I'm here with Kevin Carr.
Hey, what's up, guys? Happy to be here.
Alright, so now we're going to go back, all the way back, to the first time that you met me. When do you think that was? Like, what time, what era?
Well, with Billy, I feel like I've known Billy my entire life, and it's hard to go back to one specific point where I met him, but one thing that comes to mind was at Greenbrier. The annual Billy chase was kind of a thing during recess where we would all get together and literally just chase Billy around. And, like, it was kind of like a capture the flag situation. Whoever would get Billy would kind of win. And so much shit just went down at recess where I can't even explain what went down.
Yeah, there's a lot going on back in those ones. So now, like, let's go kind of into something where it's a little bit more recent maybe for you, but I don't know, what would you consider, like, your favorite memory with me?
Favorite memory?
Yeah.
So recent times.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be recent, just overall your favorite memory with me.
Okay. Well, Billy, throughout elementary school, didn't have the strongest stomach. I'll be honest. There were multiple times where Billy was caught, or not caught, just kind of like unfortunately had some bad food or something like that and was in the bathroom just dealing with his shit, you know? But, one time we were at the lunch table, and I think it was me and Matt Rivard, and he had this like Chobani yogurt or something, and we had this disgusting fruit punch that Greenbrier would give us, and we mixed it all together, and it slightly resembled like a brain in a little bowl, and I like showed it to Billy, and I shook it around and jiggled it, and I was like, "Billy, it's brains!" And Billy immediately stood up, covered his mouth, and sprinted to the nearest bathroom in Greenbrier. You're just like, oh my gosh, Billy, classic.
Classic.
Yeah.
Alright, so would you say that's your favorite memory overall, or just kind of like one of your first memories?
That's one of my first memories.
Okay.
First memories.
Now let's go into something where it's like your absolute, like, one of your favorite stories just in general.
Okay. So, we have this thing called Green Squad. It's like our friend group, and by now, Billy is definitely a key member in that. But for a while, we thought of Billy as kind of like a sniper in the background. Like, it was the main group, like, going on a convoy mission. We had Billy, like, as a watchdog up on the hill, just, like, aiming at us, ready to come in at any time. So we would hit up Billy every once in a while. And one of our main objectives was just to get Billy high as balls when we first started hanging out with him a ton, and we usually succeeded in that. But this is probably one of the best memories. We were in my car, Rhonda, smoking at Frontier, which you can catch us at Frontier.
Yeah,
like
slide to Fro at any point during the next couple of months, and someone will be there if it's nighttime.
Yeah,
not during the day, but during the night, it's a pretty solid bet that someone will be there.
Maybe not someone, but someone's car at least.
Yeah,
and someone will be high. But anyways, we were smoking in my car at Fro, probably out of like a joint or something, and Billy just bought a one-hitter, and we had this bag of probably like, it was maybe like a half gram of like, or a full gram of shake, and we were like, Billy, you can just pack your one-hitter because we know you got one. And so he was just in the back seat while we were passing around this joint, and he was just taking these one-hitters to the face, kind of like sitting back there minding his own business, just going to town on these one-hitters. And how many one-hitters do you think you had?
I don't even know. It was probably like 6 or 7 at least.
Yeah.
It was more than 5 for sure, but probably less than 10.
But that entire gram of shake was gone by the end of the night.
I had used a lot of that keef. Oh my god.
Which is what we wanted to do. We wanted to get Billy as high as he could get, which we definitely succeeded. Yeah. And that's what we tried to do for a while. We were like, let's hit up Billy, let's smoke him up. For a point in time, we knew that you wanted to hang out for the sole purpose to smoke a lot of the time, so we would invite you and then not smoke, and then you get mad at us.
A little bit. I understood why, because after a while I kind of caught on that you guys were just fucking with me.
Yeah.
So I kind of accepted it at that point, but it was one of those things where, like, you know, I still wanted to kind of play along just in case that one time you finally did smoke me up.
Yeah. And you would get in that mood, you're like, alright, these dudes aren't gonna throw down weed for me, and you'd be like, alright, I'm getting out of here, I'm leaving. That happened multiple times. But now, Billy's probably like a key member in our squad for sure. Like, I can go to town with Billy on anything, you know? Like, this boy, for a while was like, I don't get the point of Jules, and that was a quote. That's a quotation.
That was
She's
a
like,
quote, because at the time I had never like hit one enough to the point where like I actually had gotten like kind of wavy or something where it was like noticeably wavy.
Yeah.
Maybe I hit it like once or twice, and I could never get the perfect hit going. I think that was part of it, because I never actually could get the full like inhale going. I would get to like the top of my lungs, feel that weird kind of presence, and be like, fuck no, I'm not doing this shit.
But then now, if you talk to Billy, this dude is a straight fiend on the Jewel. He's definitely done better than I've done when trying to quit, for sure. Because how long do you just go? You went a week without
I went a week.
right?
I can like stop if I really put my mind to it, but it's one of those things where like I realize like, why do I need to stop?
Yeah, there's definitely a problem. I'd say we all are addicted to these Jewels, because I tried taking a break before prom. I gave my Jewel to my girlfriend for a while, and she held on to it, and that may have been one of the hardest weeks of my life.
You still fucking fiended every day, dude.
Everyone. I fiended on everyone, dude. I was like, yo, Billy, you got your Jewel. I'm trying to get wavy. And I would actually get a buzz that time, and I definitely should get rid of it, but
no.
Who knows? It's the summer. We're having good. And Billy put me, Daniel, and Casper through polo season with his Jewel. None of us had it, and before all of the games and after, we'd have pre-game and post-game meetings where we would just
go into a car, rip the Jewel. Yeah. This is before, like, even, like, key games we're talking about here. We're talking about, like, 90% of the games, one of us was wavy beforehand.
Yeah.
And it made polo a little more interesting, too, I would say, this year. Because, like, especially with some of the games, like, you know you're gonna win. Like, you're going into, like fucking Rolling Meadows game.
Yeah.
Bored as hell. You already know that you're gonna roll through people, because, like, we're playing teams that, like, have exactly one full team. They have no bench guys. Like, they're teams that are just struggling through the whole year, and we're, like, a decently top-level team.
Yeah.
So, like, going into those games, there's no real reason for us to try, like, extremely hard. Like, if we went 100%, those games would be blowouts. So, like...
And they were blowouts,
They still were, but this is us on, like, not exactly 100% given effort level.
This is honestly on, like, 50%.
This is, like, us during scrimmages kind of a thing. We're, like, practicing. Like... When our coach tells us to fucking work on specific shots because he knows how good, like, how much of a practice this really is for us.
Like, no scoring off of, like, transition is a huge disadvantage for us because we're so fast. But just, like, even if we do get, like, super wavy before a game, and then we end up on the down right before the game and feeling like shit, like, it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
But that's what we did every day. And even before, like, the really hard games, like before Mundelein, the first time we played them, when we lost to them in, like, the last quarter, I unfortunately was, like, ripping my Jewel the entire day and probably was not in game mode and was not feeling 100%.
No, but I mean, at the same time, it just made everything a little more fun, too.
Yeah, there was, like, some bonding that went on, too. Because we brought in, like, Gubine, too. This sophomore. Shout out Michael Gubine. He's one of my homies. He's a phenomenal player, for real.
He's just a freak athlete.
Yeah, like, this dude went to... Was he a state wrestler this year? Yeah, so...
He went to JV State and won it both years. He won it his freshman year and his sophomore year. He goes to state for wrestling, for JV wrestling, even still, though. That's insane. Just wins it because he's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Like, 6'2", muscular, like, 180. But, like, he's...
15 years old, by the way.
15 years old. And he's probably has more muscle mass than both of us.
Yeah.
Like... He's a freak athlete, and he's the biggest fiend, though.
Biggest fiend. He would purposefully leave his backpack in my car before games so he would come and be able to rip my Jewel. And I'm not hating on him for that. I think that's so funny. But that's just, like, dedication for the Jewel right there.
Yeah.
Dedication.
So, like, a little bit of a throwback to his favorite memory of me sitting in the back of your car. I remember that night, actually, a little... I don't remember the lead-up, necessarily. I just remember you guys hitting me up. It's like 8 o'clock, which is about...
I think you walked to Frontier, too.
I walked, yeah. Because I didn't have my car at that time.
Yeah.
Because it was blocked in by my parents, and I just didn't really feel like switching cars. And you guys were so close, too.
Yeah.
Like, Fro is, like, 2 blocks away from my house. So
I walked here.
Yeah, like...
For this podcast.
Yeah, so like, we're all kind of in the general neighborhood of Frontier. So, like, walking isn't that big of a deal. So I walk to Fro, get in your car, back seat's open, I pull out. I bring my one hitter just to see, kind of a testing sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first day or second day that I had it. Like I had gotten it just the day before. So like I sit in the back seat, you guys start pulling out, you pull out the bag of just straight keef. And I'm just kind of confused at that moment because I'm just like, this shit already pre-grinded the fuck. Like, At first, I didn't realize what it was at first.
And Billy isn't a heavy smoker at this point.
No.
Probably.
I'm still like, this was like still one of my first like 10, 15 times of smoking. Yeah. So like I'm still pretty new to the game. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember whether it was you or Lucas just offers me the bag with my one hitter.
I think it was Luke.
Lucas probably pulled, because he probably had the kush. But like, he pulls it out, passes it back to me, and says, Billy, pack a one-hitter of it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of fumbling with it, stuffing in as much as I can, get the one-hit lit, and I'm like, goddamn, this a little bit of a slap to the face.
Yeah, those one-hitters rip, too.
Yeah.
Like, they can get you pretty high.
Yeah, because they were actually pretty good. They were like $2. Mm-hmm. And they were solid one-hitters.
Came with that cool little case, too.
Yeah. But like, yeah. But, I start just keep going in the bag, one after another. Mm-hmm. Get to like 6 or 7. I'm hella fucking stoned at this point. And I can't remember what... There was some conversation that occurred that night that just like, I felt like I was a woke person.
Yeah, I've been there.
Or is this one of those things where like, you're sitting in the back just thinking about everything. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't have one single thought because that shit's too small. You gotta go huge scale.
Yeah.
So like, your
mind is rambling.
Yeah.
Because of the marijuana.
Yeah. Because of the THC.
And actually, there's another story about that one hitter. You actually left that one hitter in my car that night. Do you remember that?
Remember. And then the next day, you were like, "What the fuck did you?"
Yeah, you like left it out in the open with still like ash in the one hitter, and I was like, "This dude didn't even clear it." So I took it, and I think I had it for a while, and I think this was right before we had sectionals for water polo junior year, and then we faced Libertyville, and this was our last game. We ended up losing, so we were done, and it was like a 9 o'clock game, so I ended up getting home at like 10:30 or so, and I was like, Mom, I'm not going to school tomorrow, and she was like, that's fine, I'll call you out, no problem. And so then I have this one hitter, and I have like a few grams of weed, so I take these scissors and I grind it up in this little cup I have, like a solo cup. And I go and I take my dog for a walk just to like smoke it. And I probably took just as many hits as Billy did in the car. And I was walking around, and I walked around our block, and I actually see you and your dad. Do you remember that? Like working on your car because
the door had a problem actually. Mm-hmm. Like the door wouldn't shut.
Yeah.
Like the locking mechanism was fucked because like I don't know what got in there. It was like a leaf or a stick or something. Yeah. But like we had to go to the shop to get it actually fixed because I couldn't close my driver's side door. Mm-hmm. But I remember you walking Harley, you just passed by us and say, hey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I think I just smoked one, too. I think I was, like, exhaling as I saw Mr. Wade, Brian, and Billy. And I was like, oh, hey, Mr. Wade, hey, Billy, what's up? And this is, like, 12:30 at night. Yeah. It was super late.
Oh, my God.
That kind of segues into another thing. Do you remember when your windshield wiper fell off when it was pouring rain? Just another malfunction of the Toyota Solera.
Yeah. The fucking red rocket can't hang. But, like, I remember it was, like, I'm driving you home from school because you didn't have Rhonda that day. Mm-hmm. And, like, it's a hard downpour. We're talking, like, probably one of the worst storms of the year. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we're just trying to get home at this point.
Yeah,
I'm driving
after
on...
practice, we're done.
Yeah. So, like, driving home after practice, we're all kind of tired, and it's just downpouring. Mm-hmm. And so I turned my windshield wipers on the highest setting because that's how bad this rain was. Like, it would fill my fucking windshield every couple of seconds. And then, like, as soon as I turned it on the highest setting, the driver's side windshield wiper just fucking flips off.
It just shot off.
Yeah,
like, no warning.
No warning. It was perfectly connected and everything, and then, like, just fucking rips off. Mm-hmm. I don't have a driver's side windshield wiper.
Did we end up stopping to grab it?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, I left it on the fucking road. I think it was Rand.
Yeah,
but,
it was.
I just left it on Rand, and so I have to lean over, like, basically onto Kevin's lap.
Mm-hmm. I am the eyes for driving right now. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. I am, like, Billy can't see shit, and I can barely see anything because there's only one windshield wiper working, so we're driving all the way home from BG. Me having to be the eyes and Billy steering.
Yeah, it was...
By far one of the scariest things I've ever done.
Yeah. Oh my god, that car ride was fucking...
Yeah.
That was a scary-ass car ride. Alright. So now we're gonna go into the at-home part of this section. We're going into 2 truths and a lie.
Alright.
So, as this game works, I'm sure all of you know, I'm gonna say 3 things. 2 of them will be truthful, 1 will be a lie. It'll be up to Kevin and you guys to figure out which one is the lie. All right, so here we go.
Do you have them written up? All right.
So I got a sheet written here.
I know a lot about Billy, so I have some faith in myself to be able to get this right.
All right, I'm trying to remember which one. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Okay. Fuck, where'd I put that? All right. So, going into the three things. Number 1, I had a glass of champagne before the first time I ever saw boobs. I have lied about the first time that I was high. And I've won money from the lottery.
Okay. I feel like the first one is true with the champagne, because you definitely did that on one of your 20 cruises in your life, for sure, right? I feel like it's gonna be the lie is the first time you got high.
No.
No, really?
I lied about the first time that I got high. And I did have a glass of champagne before I saw boobs.
I knew that one.
But I have never won money from the lottery.
Oh, really?
Off of like scratch offs, anything. Never won any money.
Oh, I would think like just for Christmas. I get these little like stocking cards that I just shave off, win a couple bucks, you know?
Nope, never done it.
Never?
Nope. Never won any money. I've done multiple scratch offs, never won anything.
But I'd elaborate on the champagne and boobs part. I want to hear a little bit about that.
This is my freshman year. Over winter break, go on a cruise over New Year's. I'm on a cruise, and the boat basically holds a big New Year's party, huge countdown. Everyone on the ship is everyone who's overage is drunk. A bunch of the kids find a way to get drunk.
Yeah, of course.
So the first thing that we do, it's me and this group of 7 people. And basically what I do is we're all in this group. We want to have some champagne because it's fucking New Year's. You got to go in for it.
Yeah, of course.
So, like, I am talking to one of my friends on this cruise. He's this big, huge dude. Looks way over age. Looks like he's 30, practically. Got a full beard. He's only a freshman in high school, but he's got a full beard, kind of like Brian Furman. We all thought he was so old.
I thought that dude was a senior when I was a freshman. I saw him taking pictures in the library for No Shave November as
this
like
is
a 14-year-old.
Yeah, this is the type of dude that I'm talking about.
Oh my god.
He walks up to one of the waiters who has these huge trays of bottles of champagne. It's a tray. It's a bottle of champagne and like 8 or 9 glasses.
Yeah.
He walks up, he says, "Do I have to pay for this?" They're like, "No." He's like, "Can I have the tray?" They like hesitate for a second, and then they're like, "Sure." Give him the tray of champagne. We go out onto this part of the boat that's a helipad. It's on the front of a boat. It's like kind of secluded. All the lights are off. It's New Year's. We're just bumping.
Mm-hmm.
We bring the bottle out there, pop it off into the ocean, start fucking drinking it. It's champagne, so it's bubbly. It goes down pretty easy.
Yeah.
We're all having a few bottles, or glasses, I should say, taking it straight from the bottle, everything. We go through the whole thing. And this is us 7. And there are 3 girls and 4 guys. I was the one unlucky guy who was the left out one. So I start walking through the boat, and I run into these 2 girls who are also kind of off their shit. They've had a couple of drinks with their parents. They're going back to the room. They're kind of tired. And I walk into this one girl, and me and her just kind of hit it off. So, like, I don't know what to really go into. So, like, we just kind of go off into it, and, can't remember the exact conversation, but we just started walking around the boat because we're both a little tipsy. We didn't really want to go to sleep. She was just going to go because her sister was.
Yeah.
So we just start getting into it, and then all of a sudden she's like, "My parents' cabin's open. No one's there."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Dope. Let's go back
Isn't
there."
that a little risky, though? I mean, you're on a cruise.
It's a little risky, but we weren't necessarily thinking at 110% here, Kevin. We're like a little off.
Yeah.
So we go back to her parents' room, which is connected to her sister's room. Her sister's asleep.
Oh boy. On New Year's, damn.
On New Year's. This is the first time I ever hooked up with someone.
Okay.
So we get into her room, instantly start making out, sit down on her parents' bed. Her parents' like queen size bed, start making out. Everything starts coming off. Got to see her tits for the first time, and like it's just kind of going all over the place. Everything comes out, and like I instantly we're kind of stripping everything off again, and like at this point I get my first ever blowjob. It's pretty crazy. that's just like one of the first things that I remember.
Mhm.
Like on that cruise, that's like a memorable moment in my
Mhm.
life. So like that's something that it just kind of sticks with you.
No, and that's a good thing to play in Two Truths and a Lie. That's like it's cool that you've done that, and not a lot of people will believe that.
Exactly.
People will fall for that one.
I've done some interesting things in my life, so that's why
mhm.
this game, I want everyone to try at least at home, because it's
Mhm.
one of those things where maybe you don't know.
Yeah.
So that's going to kind of be the last moment in this one, so I don't know if you just have any other thing you want to bring up for the audience while you still got me.
Of course. I just like to thank Billy for doing this podcast. It's really going to go down in history for sure.
No problem.
As interesting as he is, and once we're all working for Billy, and when we're older, once he's ruling the world, hopefully he'll forgive us for some of the things that we've done and hook us up with a job or something, because this boy's going to be well off. He's going to be successful. No matter how much stupid shit we've all done to him and all the stupid shit that he's done, he'll be successful. So thank you, Billy.
No problem. All right, so that's going to cap it off this week's episode. See you guys later. Bye.
See ya.